In the assignment equation of a parabola, based on its focus and directrix, we're going to derive the equation of a parabola just by given a focus and a directrix. First, we're going to look at vertical parabolas. These are parabolas that open up or down. And here's the equation of a vertical parabola in vertex form. Y equals 1 over 4p times the quantity x minus h, quantity squared, plus k. In order to write this equation, you need to obtain p, h, and k, those three values. hk is the vertex. The vertex of the parabola is located halfway between the focus and directrix. And p is half the distance from the focus to the directrix. The vertex lies on the same line that the focus lies on, and this line is called the axis of symmetry. So in this case, we have a focus and a directrix, which is a horizontal line here in a vertical parabola. So the axis of symmetry will be a vertical line. We know that the vertex will lie somewhere on this vertical line. Notice the axis of symmetry, it goes down through the middle of the parabola and it acts as a mirror. Any point that lies on this side of the parabola will have a symmetric point on the other side of the parabola. The equation of this axis of symmetry is x equals 1, 2, 3, 4. X equals 4. Since the vertex will lie on the same line as the axis of symmetry, we know that the vertex will also have x coordinate 4. So we already know what h is. We know that h equals 4. Now we were told that the vertex lies halfway between the focus and the directrix. Here's the directrix at y equals -2, and the focus is at y equals 4. So halfway between 4 and -2 would be 2 units plus 4 units, or 6 units altogether. Half of 6 is 3. So that tells us that the vertex will lie 3 units from the focus. So we'll move 3 units down from the focus, or 3 units up from the directrix. That puts our vertex right here, over 4 up 1. So we've now obtained our h and our k. K equals 1. K is the y coordinate of the vertex. H is the x coordinate of the vertex. Now all we need to obtain is p. P is half the distance from the focus to the directrix. So p is 3. Now we need to determine if p is positive or negative. And there's an easy rule for determining if p is positive or negative. If the parabola opens upward, p is positive. If the parabola opens downward, p is negative. To determine which way the parabola will open, you follow this rule. The parabola always opens away from the directrix. The parabola will never cross the directrix. So we know this parabola cannot open downward, or it would cross the directrix. This parabola has to open upward. So therefore, this parabola opens up, p is positive. So we know that p is positive 3. So we just write p equals 3. So we now have our 3 values needed to write the equation of this parabola. And we already can sketch the parabola because we know that the parabola opens up. So we know it's going to look something like this. Now we're going to write the equation. We're going to plug our 3 values into the vertex form of the equation y equals 1 over 4 times 3 times the quantity x minus h is 4, quantity squared plus k, which is 1. And we're going to simplify this by multiplying 4 times 3. Here's the equation of our parabola. Now you try coming up with the equation of this parabola in vertex form. This is a vertical parabola. Focus is 10, 5, directrix y equals -5. Go ahead and pause the video and then check your answer. Parabola opens upward because the directrix is at y equals -5. So if we draw a quick sketch, the directrix is down here at y equals -5. And the focus is at up 5 units. So it's out here somewhere at 10, 5. So we know this parabola opens up, so we know P is positive. To find the value of P, we need half the distance from the focus to the directrix. This goes from -5 to +5. So there are 10 units between the focus and directrix. Half of 10 is 5. So P is +5. We know that the vertex lies halfway between the focus and the directrix. So 5 units down from the focus will be the vertex. So 5 units down, y equals 5 will be y equals 0. So the y coordinate of the vertex will be 0. The x coordinate will be the same as for the focus. So we have our three values that we need to write the equation of this parabola. H equals 10, k equals 0, p equals 5. Let's write the equation. Let's plug in the values. Y equals 1 over 4 times 5 is 20 times the quantity x minus 10, quantity squared, plus k equals 0. So we'll simplify this by leaving off this part, because if you have a value of 0, you don't have to write it. Final version of this equation, y equals 1 over 20 times the quantity x minus 10, quantity squared.